Meet me. Welcome to a squirrely opinion video. Today I'm going to talk about the top 10 most annoying heroes in Epic 7. Now obviously this is my opinion based on what I personally don't like dealing with, especially in RTA. These are the heroes where when they're picked, it makes me sick to my stomach because I know I'm going to have an irritating match. Now, this is not synonymous with top 10 best heroes. We're talking about annoying heroes because there are a lot of heroes that are really good that I don't consider annoying. Like Ruel of Light, she's one of the best units in Epic 7, but I don't really find anything annoying about her or unfair. Crow, he's in like 90% of RTA matches. I think he's fair. Nothing about him irritates me. I expect to see him. He doesn't bother me that much. So you're going to find a lot of really great heroes that didn't make this list. It's not because they're not good. It's because there's something about seeing them that doesn't annoy me. Like DN would also be another one that's everywhere in RTA. But going up against DN, I don't feel like I'm being trolled. These heroes are ones where when I run into them, I kind of want to just kill myself. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, before we start, some honorable mentions that didn't quite make the cut, but definitely very strong and irritating heroes in their own right. Tenebria almost should have justified making the list. She is very irritating to deal with. Cerise is extremely annoying to deal with. Luckily, I just don't happen to run into her very often. Dark Corvus, if you draft a bruiser team, definitely very toxic. Spectre Tenebria is very annoying as well. And of course, this thing is one of the most annoying heroes because I pull a million of them and it makes me sick to my stomach every time I see this disgusting face. So with those honorable mentions out of the way, let's get started with the actual list. So number 10, let's start off with Remnant Violet. Now, I don't even really like this hero that much. I don't even have him, and I didn't even pull for him because I didn't care to use him, because I hate coin flip heroes. He's just another one of these annoying coin flip heroes. I fight him on defense all the time, and half the time he doesn't do jack shit. You just hit him and he dies instantly, and you laugh at it. Other times you'll strip him with Falconer Clury, he won't even have the evasion buff, and then he'll MLDB like 8 times in a row. Sometimes he's on lifesteal, sometimes he's on... So you have no idea when you go up against a Remnant Violet what they're going to be on, and it just seems completely random. Sometimes they go ape shit and destroy everyone on your team single-handedly. Other times he does absolutely nothing. I watched an RTA tournament recently where everyone was picking him and basically he just never dodged and everyone was just laughing at him. So he's just another irritating RNG hero that either does absolutely nothing or single-handedly crushes your entire team, and it's all in the hands of RNG. So on number 10, I would say Remnant Violet is a hero that I find moderately irritating. Now, number 9 may be surprising to you guys because she's been around forever now, but it's SSB. She's been a meta-defining unit for a long time, still considered to be the most broken limited hero ever released, and that's saying a lot since Dizzy exists. But, yeah, I mean, she's still extremely strong and all over the place in RTA. I mean, she has target debuff on her S1. She has a huge AoE counter that basically can't be stopped and could potentially defense break your entire team. Her S3 puts 2 of the most annoying debuffs on the game on your entire team and can potentially be unresistible. She just does a crap ton of damage, and on top of all that, she's really tanky. So, you know, you always have to have an answer to SSB. If you don't have an answer to SSB, she'll single-handedly pick apart your entire team, and she's just annoying. Now, in RTA, it's funny because basically anytime someone picks SSB, the other guy's going to pick Rowana, and then there's mind games where, you know, they will try, and they know they're going to ban Rowana, so sometimes they ban the SSB anyway. It's just funny, like, the lengths people go to get rid of this hero. But she's a pain in the ass. I use her all the time, but she's still a pain in the ass. definitely deserves a spot on a top 10 most annoying heroes. Number 8, Ambitious Tywin. Long time ago laughed at as one of the worst ML5s in the game. I mean, some people liked him back then, but it isn't really an argument that he's much better now after the buffs, and he is a huge pain in the ass. His S3 is ridiculous. It can stun you, it can decrease your speed for 2 turns, and with the soul burn, it feels like he does it every single turn in RTA. His S2 is also extremely irritating now that they fixed it, where he can actually reliably debuff all his cleanse all his allies. And his S1 is constantly removing souls from you, making it hard to soul burn your skills. He's a very annoying hero and can be pretty toxic because he's actually really tanky too. And if you put him on something like Elbrus, he's just constantly countering. And I think the thing that annoys me about him the most is you're going to find a common theme in this video. RNG is what annoys me the most. I would almost in a way prefer if you had a 100% chance to do this. Now, obviously that would be broken, but the thing is, anytime you go up against Ambitious Tywin, you're kind of just clenching your butt cheeks, hoping that that one cleanser you have on your team, whether it be Lilius or Dien or whatever it is, hoping that they don't get stunned, and always they're the only one that gets stunned, and then your whole team is screwed. So I think I just hate, like, that moment with any RNG skill where you're just waiting to see what happens, because he always stuns the only person you need to not get stunned to win. And that's why a Tywin is an ass. Number 7, Mr. Charles, the chiropractor who strikes fear into the hearts of all Epic 7 players. This guy is just a total con artist, and the sad part about Mr. Charles is he's not even considered to be that good anymore. In the RTA meta, he's largely fallen off because he's so unreliable, and that's what makes him so annoying. When you pick him on offense, he goes senile, and it feels like he doesn't do anything. You'll have him on like a maxed Elbrus and a counter set, and he just sits there and falls asleep. I mean, to be fair, he's like 1,000 years old, but still. But then when you attack one on defense, the guy's going apeshit, snorts like a pound of cocaine, and he goes berserk, countering everything. S1, S2ing into unbuffed units, stripping your fire units like K-Ron. Like, that's the best, when he counters a K-Ron and strips the immortality immediately and kills him, and just generally being an asshole. Perfect example of a non-meta unit that still makes you crap your pants when you see him. Like, I hate Charles because he can change the game if he just procs Elbrus like 4 times in a row. And the best thing is, if you're attacking him on Guild Wars, you'll be like, he's on counter and Elbrus, so I'm not going to use this AoE attack. I'm going to use a single attack to make sure I don't get countered. And bam, he counters you anyway. So, just like a chiropractor, he's a real asshole. I mean, he's quite possibly a pedophile as well, so that doesn't earn him any points. But yeah, definitely one of the most annoying heroes in Epic 7. Number 6 is Tempest, another hero that was slept on for a long time, but now she's freaking everywhere. She's like the cockroach of Epic 7. I don't even struggle dealing with her. I just don't want to see her anymore. She's on every single arena defense. She's on all the Guild Wars defense. People keep drafting her in RTA. I'm just sick and tired of looking at this trolley cockroach. She doesn't hit that hard, but again, it's another RNG thing, because anytime she gets a turn, you're just praying that she doesn't proc Alexas. She always manages not to die because of the way her S2 interacts with barrier, so a lot of people run her really low life with FCC, and she's basically unkillable. And she's just multiplying. Like, more people keep pulling her, and more people keep using her. They're usually very low HP on lifesteal, and they're just annoying roaches that keep nibbling at your heels, being a general pain in the ass. Her S3 has some pretty annoying debuffs on it. And honestly, like, she's not even that hard to deal with, especially on Guild Wars defense. Just use something like SSB or something AoE or down. But there's something about her that I just find incredibly irritating. I have a guildie who can't beat any defense with Tempest on it, so that's pretty hilarious too. But yeah, generally this hero irritates the crap out of me. Number 5, you guys all knew he was going to make the list. Basar, also a hero that has defined the meta for a long time, and for a long time every new hero's measuring stick was how is it going to do against Basar, and if it failed that test they just called that hero useless. Just a mega troll pick in RTA when drafting, you better ban him or have an answer to this jerk, because that unbuffable and his S2 with the decreased hit chance and attack, it's just going to neuter your entire team if you don't have an answer to it, whether it be Lilius or some other kind of AoE cleanse. You're just screwed. Like, I run a lot of DN, so I run into Basar picks all the time, understandably, but another thing is a lot of these annoying heroes are because of the artifacts they're paired with, like Alexa's users. Basar is an Abyssal user, so again, there's always that stupid RNG factor, because he'll throw out the S3 and you'll have a plan to deal with the unbuffable, and then surprise, surprise, your entire team is stunned. So yet another hero where if you actually let him through, your butthole is constantly puckered because you have no idea what's going to happen, and one unlucky RNG stunned, and you're going to lose the entire game. And something about his smug face just pisses me off, because anytime I really don't want to lose to this guy. I know it's just like a cartoon character, but I just feel like it's a real person and he's mocking me anytime he wins. And yeah, I hope he just dies. Let's move on. Number 4, Dizzy. You guys are getting the theme here, right? I hate freaking debuff heroes. Dizzy's probably one of my most banned units in RT. If I see her, I ban her. If you watch my channel, you know that I affectionately refer to her as the Cancer Skank, because she's a huge slut and is probably one of the most toxic heroes in Epic 7. Fighting her is like getting your testicles stuck in a bandsaw. She puts 3 of the most annoying debuffs in the game on your entire team, and she can't miss because the attack misses by default. Decrease speed, attack, hit chance for 2 turns, then she can extend it by 1 turn, push your entire team back, and depending on your speed, and if it's a fast Dizzy, she'll have her S3 back before you even shook off the first cast of it. And on top of that, another thing is she's a mage. So she's going to be on Abyssal or Yella's Violin or some other extremely irritating artifact like Sira Ren. So you're just constantly debuffed all the damn time. So again, just like Basar, if you don't have like a Champ Z or a Lilius or something to deal with her, she's going to single-handedly demolish your entire team, and it just makes the match so boring when your entire team is locked down and you're basically just watching your team get slowly trolled by something she uses to catch fish. And this like all her new move names are really like emotional gamma ray, like I don't even know what that means, but just an incredibly toxic hero, and of course because of that reason I use her all the time. But yeah, I hate Dizzy for sure. Number 3, everyone knew this guy was going to make the list. Arbiter Vildred, the classic dick. Just the ultimate asshole, like next to Kayron. Both of them are real jerks. Can you hear the approaching ruin is probably one of the most iconic phrases in the game, because we've all heard it a million times and eaten that ruin right in the balls. But Smilegate listened to us, right? They've spent so much time trying to counter this guy. They gave Lilibet and Sigurd Extinction. They released Blood Moon Haste. They added a 4-star and Sinful Angie that stops revives. And guess what? He's still freaking everywhere. And even in high-tier RTA, he's picked all the time. Now, granted, in RTA, people aren't really that scared of him anymore, but it's kind of like the SSP thing. Because he was everywhere, people just got used to him shredding their faces off. Now, Arbiter wouldn't even be that bad by himself. The reason why he's annoying to me is Alexa's. Without Alexa's, Arbiter would be pretty easy to deal with. Basically, a strategy against Arbiter is you just tank him out and kill him over time because he's pretty squishy. But watch any high-level RTA, it's all about Alexa's. It's all the commentators are talking about. They're like, oh, is Alexa's going to proc? Is Alexa's going to proc? Is Alexa's going to proc? If it procs, he demolishes the other team, and it's a joke. If it doesn't proc, he doesn't do anything. And at max limit break, which all the top players have, it's about 40%. So again, it's basically a coin flip as to whether he nukes the entire team out or does absolutely nothing. So honestly, it might not even be a problem with him. Maybe it's a problem with Alexa's, because he synergizes so well with that artifact. He just becomes a toxic, annoying hero, because anytime he revives, you're just staring at him, waiting to see if that little icon pops up, and if it does, you're dead. So, of course, Arbiter made the list, and yeah, no one likes you, man. Go away. Number 2, Benevolent Roman, better known as Broman, another hero that got recently buffed and was widely considered to be trash in the past. But now he's everywhere, and he's quite possibly the most irritating hero in Epic 7. Oh, you're just going to bring Acid and push him back? You can't, because his S2 makes him completely immune to CR pushback, and if he also happens to be on immunity, you can't do anything to him. So just an incredibly irritating hero. And again, just like a Tywin, he has that nice 75% chance. And a 2-turn silence is devastating. Basically, if it lands on your whole team, you're gonna lose. So again, another butt-puckering moment if he happens to get through the draft, and you're just praying that your one cleanser doesn't eat that silence. And the funny thing is, if like your Lilius happens to not get silenced, he turns into a total chode and you could just demolish his team. But again, it's always a coin flip in the enemy's favor because it's 75%. As if that wasn't enough, his S1 also has an annoying RNG component because guess what? He's a mage, so he's going to be on Sierra Ren or Abyssal, and anytime, literally every turn he goes, it's a butt-puckering moment because he just slaps you with his flimsy little arrow thing, and you're just waiting for this mana burst thing to proc. And if it does, holy crap. If it gets you with the 50% CR pushback, you are never going to get a turn. You might possibly get stunned. I've had him push me back so many times that I don't get a turn, and he gets his S3 back again and re-silences my entire team. So definitely one of the most irritating heroes in Epic 7. We're kind of in the moment where still not everyone has him built yet, but I feel like more and more people are going to start incorporating this into their kit, and I, for one, am not excited to see that happen, especially since I don't have a Tywin. The funny thing is, people with a Tywin can counter this almost completely, other than the Abyssal stuns, but I don't have him, so he's a complete pain in the ass. Now, number 1, honestly, Broman might be more annoying than her, but I just made her number 1 because she's been out longer, but it's Faithless Litica, or Flitica, whatever you want to call her. Just an extremely trolly hero. If you let F Litica, C Dom, and A Lots through an RTA, if somehow you drafted so poorly that you let those 3 heroes get picked, then you are screwed, because no matter what, if you ban A-Lots, F-Litica, C-Dom's going to push everyone up. If you ban F-Litica, A-Lots gets through. Like, you're hosed no matter what in that situation. And her kit is just insane. I don't even know why they buffed her, because I think a lot of people, when they started using her, thought she was really strong even before the buffs. But she has a uncounterable AoE S2 that pushes up the entire team, and it gives her a 100% CR push, which lets you push back the entire skill cooldown of someone on their team, which basically is the same as making them completely worthless. Like, if you push back like a Ruel or something, she's just going to stand there and spam S1s, and she grants her entire team skill nullifier, making them really hard to counter kill. So her kit is just redonkulous for setting up cleave teams. Obviously, I don't have her either. Even her S1's kind of annoying because she's really fast and constantly applying mischance to you, so you can't even land anything. Just an incredibly irritating hero to deal with. I would have no surprise if she's one of the most banned heroes in Epic 7. I actually pre-ban her all the time because I don't want to deal with her at all, but definitely one of the most irritating heroes in Epic 7, especially if you don't have a lot of good counter picks to her. So those are the top 10 heroes I hate dealing with the most. If you've been paying attention, you're going to see a common theme with all of them, which is that almost all of them have a very heavy RNG factor to it. Whether it's evasion, whether it's Alexa's wiping out your team, whether it's some kind of 70% stun or silence or whatever it is, or Abyssal Crowns. All of these are things where if they don't happen, you win easily. If they do happen, you'll get victory snatched away from you. And I'm not advocating that RNG be taken out of the game, because I think that adds a lot of excitement and a lot of humorous moments when it totally screws you and you lose the game or win the game or whatever it is. So it has a place, but it's definitely something that makes you either really happy or extremely infuriated. So anyways, I'm sure you guys have your own opinions. Remember, this is my opinion. This is not me saying that this is absolutely the 10 most annoying heroes in the game. Feel free to put in the comment section below the heroes that you personally hate dealing with. But at least for me, these are the 10 heroes that have given my butthole muscles the most amount of exercise in Epic 7. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Until next time, peace out.